My name is Phil Dickinson, and I'm the Group Vice President of Sales with JA Resorts and Hotels.
Thank you very much for joining us here on Breaking Travel News today. We're here at World Travel Market. How's the show been for you, and what has your sort of strategies been for the show?
Sure, busy. Of course, we've pre-organised all of our meetings with key tour operator partners, and also seeing a lot of new partners that we're targeting. So yeah, we've been pretty back-to-back, but of course, based on how busy World Travel Market is generally, we've been getting on dropped by operators and agents as well. So yeah, been really pleased, really happy how it's going. Yeah, I mean, part of our strategy is, obviously JA is a legacy brand, been around for a long time, but we're doing quite a lot of repositioning work at the moment, just to tell a little bit more of the story, just give each of our hotels a little bit of a narrative and a little bit of their own independence. And to say people sort of know JA, particularly for our resort, JA, the resort out in Jebel Ali. But in fact, we're actually 6 properties in Dubai. And even those 3 properties in Jebel Ali, each of those are very different. So we have the Palm Tree Court, which is very much a high-end, sort of quality property, all suite property, luxury at the luxury end. And then we have the Beach Hotel, which is more family orientated. You know, we have the Lakeview property, which is very much lifestyle. So obviously we're communicating that story, if you like, to all of our partners, so they can obviously represent that well through their distribution channels online and through their brochures. Obviously talking to a lot of the bookers as well, a lot of the agents that are here at the show. And then we've also got some exciting new news as well, also out in Jebel Ali with probably I've jumped the gun, but with our new sports and shooting club, which we've always had. It's been about 2 kilometres away from our main 3 properties down in Jebel Ali. It's been very popular with 5 FIFA standard football pitches and a shooting range, indoor and outdoor. Well, we're now moving that, very exciting, right in front of our Lakeview property. So we're going to move from 5 football pitches to 6, upgrading all of those in terms of they'll have training grids on each pitch. Each pitch will have its own changing rooms, home and away changing rooms, manager's office, meeting rooms, ice baths. So it's all going to be all very state-of-the-art for each of those 6 pitches. And then we're building a much bigger facility for the shooting range, the largest indoor shooting range in the Middle East. And amazing if you're into shooting, pistol shooting rifles. We'll have 25-meter range, we'll have a 50-meter range, we'll have a 200-meter range. We'll have even the floor on the long range, on the 200-meter range, the floor dips right down, so they have skeet shooting coming up. 9 or 10 lanes in each of those, so lots of people can be in the facility at the same time. All state-of-the-art, everything all digitalized with the check-ins, with the iPads. Obviously very secure as well, because we're using, albeit plastic bullets, you're still using bullets. So we've got all that coming very soon. The pitches are ready, and we're just doing all the landscaping around the pitches. And the facility with the shooting range will be ready in June. And in that setup, that's actually going to double the footprint of the setup with our 3 resorts down there, because we're currently set on about 1 million square meters, 240 acres, with these 3 hotels, our own beachfront, our own marina, 24 outlets, bars, restaurant options, kids splash parks, football, paddle, tennis, golf, you name it. But obviously with that additional facility, we're going to double. So the facility will double in size in terms of with obviously the football pitches. And then we've also got 2 cricket ovals as well. One of those can be multi-purposed into doing events as well, so concerts and things like that. You have some meeting space in the indoor facility that worked well. A brand new restaurant has come up, the Smoking Gun, which we're very excited to launch this concept of that soon. And I say some meeting space, and then some interactive areas for the kids, so they can play safely, obviously, with the gaming, if you like, on in the shooting experience as well.
Well, incredible! Like a lot going on, a lot to work on there. So with these exciting developments, are you looking to reach to widen your source markets or market segments in any way?
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, absolutely. So you're right. We probably have an over-dependence on certain markets, our core markets that we've already been, very established in, and obviously work very closely with our trade partners in those markets, and with primarily the likes of the UK, the Dutch market, some of the CIS markets as well, and of course the GCC, both residents and locals. So those have been our sort of core mainstay markets. But you're absolutely right. We're looking to extend our reach a little bit more. So I'm looking to, since I've come on board, I'm looking to appoint representation companies to help us in new markets like we're looking at Benelux, we're looking at Nordics, we're looking at Central and Eastern Europe, we're looking at North America, and we're looking at China. So I think just to, as you say, just to give it's a little bit more of a spread. And because we, as I say, particularly we've got, with the repositioning and also with the new addition of the new facilities with the sports shooting club, I think that's quite cool.
Great. And with all these new markets and everyone's been talking about technology, is that something that you're integrating or looking to, particularly, I have to say, AI?
Yeah, it's all the buzzword, isn't it? So, no, absolutely. We recently brought on a new IT director who's doing an amazing job looking at our whole IT stack, if you like, across the board, to enhance as much as possible our guest experience. So whether that's a customer booking on our booking engine, whether that's a partner connecting with us via an API and XML, in terms of direct connectivity through our dynamic rates, whether it's our restaurant managers or waiters, obviously using technology throughout resorts. So we're looking at sort of a bit of an overhaul across our tech stack, which will be in a phased approach, and that covers everything from from HR to front desk to reservations to connectivity. So yeah, absolutely. And of course that's going to embrace AI. Everybody's, it's the buzzword. You just got to make sure you're making it work the best possible way for you. But I think in hospitality particularly, you've got to be a little bit careful and not to help leaves the human touch, right? I think that's the other thing. The other bit of exciting news that we're doing as well is we've entered into the Forbes standards accreditations, just to obviously get that recognition for our properties. Because I think honestly, consumers, look for those type of standards on that customer journey from everything from when they arrive at the hotel to when they leave. What's the experience going to be like? So we're going through those that accreditation at the moment for all of our properties, not just in Dubai, our property in Maldives and Lanzarote, and our two Scotland properties. So I'm hoping to make some positive announcements about that as we move forward with the program.
Yeah, you're in some very competitive destinations. How do you stay on top? What makes you unique?
Yeah, look, I think we're one of the things that our advantage is that we're because we're a smaller brand, right? We're and not some of these enormous brands with hundreds of brands underneath them. I think we can be very agile. Got extremely supportive owners, and Duckco is a UAE homegrown brand. They're very much part of the DNA of the growth of Dubai. They've been responsible for a lot of the building of the infrastructure, the malls, the road systems. They run 60 plus companies. We're just one of those verticals, basically. So we get very strong support from our owners. And as I say, just with a portfolio of 10 hotels, it means we can make fairly swift decisions in terms of which direction we want to go, how we want to move things forward from a sales and marketing perspective, which, like I said, I'm very much involved in with our steering committee that we have. We also decentralized our sales and marketing, put our sales, marketing and revenue management reservations back on our properties, get that stickiness around the properties, and then obviously they get the support from us as a steering committee head office. So I think it's just I think you raised it earlier, being ahead of the game on trends, but also look at your market, distribution, look at your segmentation, are you doing the right things with the right partners at the right time? Get your offers out early. Make sure that the tour operators have the tools to be able to, or the agents have the awareness and the education to be able to sell us. We're going to be entering a partnership with OTT to do some agent training, which is very important. We have a full-time sales and marketing rep in the UK, and we also, as I said, I'm adding some more reps in Europe. In addition to, we've always had in the Dutch market, so we're adding Italy, we're adding China, North America, Central and Eastern Europe, Benelux, etc. So I think it's just making sure that each of those sales and marketing teams on the property are being very, very proactive through the channels and through the partners. So that's the track.
Thank you very much. And finally, do you have any key messages for our audience here at World Travel Market and beyond?
Yes, probably lots of JA resorts, please. But no, I'd also say I probably haven't spoken enough about, but put quite a focus on our main three properties with the exciting expansion of the sports and shooting club with a double pitch, even shooting range and cricket ovals. But But probably our biggest news, which you've probably seen, is we've fairly recently added 2 hotels in Scotland. So they're amazing additions to the portfolio, and we've got one, fabulous resort property set on the Mar estate, 240 plus acres of ground, its own beautiful championship golf course, and a 200-year-old main building that our owners have invested a lot of money in bringing it back to its former glory, but with a bit of a twist, with a contemporary twist. So that's a stunning property that it's getting a lot of recognition already. It's been already been acknowledged by Condé Nast in the top 20 most desirable properties to visit in 2025. So that's a really special place. And then we've got a property, a townhouse property right in the centre of Edinburgh called the Brunswick. So I think we've got a nice mix now. We've got obviously 2 Scotland. We've got the 6 properties in Dubai. We've got our Ocean View property down on the JBR, which is very popular, in our beautiful experiential property up in the Hatter Mountains. And then, of course, our Paradise Island over in the Maldives, JA Manakara, which is very popular with the UK market. They've got a new teal down there in Manakara. It's great, fabulous new. Roberto, new general manager, and new sales marketing team. So they're really refreshing everything in an already very popular property. A little bit of paradise down in the Maldives. So I'd say, reach out. If there's anything anybody needs to know a little bit more about JA, just feel free to reach out to any of the team. But yeah, we're here to, just to work as close as we can with our partners, and just keep growing our presence in this market. As you say, get a bit more of a variety and mix on our sort of distribution and our different channels that we're going to be selling through.
Amazing. It sounds like they're keeping you pretty busy in a new role then.
Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it. It's great to be back in hospitality. I started my journey in the Middle East in hospitality with Jumeirah. Obviously I've worked for some big travel companies and a tourist board as well. So it's nice to be back in we've got an amazing team. All my colleagues on the steering committee, our CEO, Ralph, is amazing. And then, as I say, all we've got some new GMs, new teams. So I think it's just refreshing what we have. I think people know JA, and we've got some very loyal repeaters, and of course we want to keep that. But obviously we want to start to appeal to a bit more of a broader church as well. There's perhaps the people that don't know JA and don't know what how much we have to offer in our resorts. Our footprint is huge, particularly down at the in Jebel Ali with so many activities, so many outlets, functions, so many things people can do when they're down in the resort. So very multi-generational, very appealing to, as I say, whether it's families, whether it's couples, whether it's grandma and granddad coming with the family. We can look after everybody, and of course we're going after the MICE business and groups and events as well with all the facilities that we're in. That's a good number.
Amazing. Thank you very much for taking the time to sit with us today, and best of luck in the rest of the show.
Thanks so much.